Hello randomizer community, T-Train here, and I want to give a brief walkthrough on the spooky glitch in Misery Mire. I'm not an expert of the code that goes behind this game, but hopefully I should be able to explain this glitch well enough to where you can use it in your own randomizer races. So step 1, we want to flute to Mire, and we want to lift the rock from the bottom. The important thing here is that we are aligned with the bottom of the rock when the bird leaves the screen. So now Spooky Glitch is armed. We'll go into the Dark World portal just cuz, but really, the moment the bird left the screen, Fire Rod is armed. So what happened was, when the bird leaves the screen, it set a variable that happens to be shared with the splash damage from our Fire Rod. So you won't see anything here. The Fire Rod shot behaves just as you would expect, but the splash damage from that Fire Rod is actually happening much higher. One convenient thing about the save states on the practice hack, once you have armed the spooky glitch, you can use your save states to go directly to the back of Mire. Do a quick, actually, let me give myself full magic just in case things go south. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Do a save state. So when the bird left the screen, it set a variable that is shared with the Fire Rod. You're going to see that used 3 different times in the next few rooms. There's some things we have to do to make sure Spooky Glitch works, so I'm going to go through these next few rooms. I'm just going to narrate what I do. And then after I get done with Spooky Glitch, we'll kind of talk about, especially in the randomizer setting, some things you have to be careful of. So for now, we'll just go through. First off, I don't like having the cane equipped, so I can use a pause buffer here to make sure I'm lined up with the spot. I'm going to kick some dust up and set the spike and set the square down. Block, I should say. Rest of this is just normal. I'm going to work my way into the 3rd column here. And this so happens to be the exact lineup we need. So what I want to do now is hit the spike with the Fire Rod. So we mentioned that when the bird set a variable, it shared with the splash damage of our Fire Rod. When I hit the spike, the splash damage is actually going to happen much higher, and it just so happens that it's going to be lined up with the switch that is north of the spike. There we go. So I'm going to do a similar thing here with the anti-fairies in the next room. And then lastly, I'm going to do this with the torch. And here you will be able to see exactly what's happening. Right? So I hit the switch directly above the torch. And that's Spooky Glitch. Because we set that variable with the bird, the Fire Rod has some crazy splash damage. There are some things that you can do that break it. And I'm going to give myself some items here. Let's see, where's powder? Powder. Lamp. So yeah, alright, we're good. So right now, Spooky Glitch is still armed. Whoa. Get out of the way of this. If I use Lamp, it breaks Spooky Glitch. It's no longer working, right? Let's see, we'll load our save state. This variable is shared with things that Link creates. I can miss a powder, but I didn't use it. What is considered in this glitch? For one, the lamp. The lamp is considered. You cannot use the lamp and keep Spooky Glitch. Likewise, your powder, which I don't have it in my menu right now. But if you were to use powder, it overwrites that variable. Likewise, if you were to create a block with the Cane of Samaria, it overwrites that variable. How we get around this is by kicking up dust with our boots. For whatever reason, I don't know the technical explanation, but for whatever reason, the dust on your boots prevents the block from overwriting the variable that we set with the bird. So what happens if you don't have boots? You have a couple of different options here. I'm gonna give myself full HP. Where it is, yes. So if you don't have boots and you're able to make it to the base full health, you can actually shoot a sword beam and drop a block. That will prevent the variable from being overwritten. Likewise, you can shoot an ice rod shot. That will also prevent the value from being overwritten. As a last resort, you can try to use silver arrows. if you have them and you want to use that. As long as it is on the screen, you should be able to drop this block safely and have it not overwrite the variable. Hopefully that explains Spooky Glitch. Hopefully you understand it. Feel free to reach out to me on Discord if you have any questions, or anybody else that are much more knowledgeable on this glitch than I am. But hopefully that explains it well enough where you can start using this in some of your races.